Our next fight of the night, Peter Crooke of Great Britain taking on Michele Sanchi of Italy. As a referee will bring both these fighters together, and two very good fighters tonight, isn't there?
It's going to be great for our final fight of the evening. Peter Crooke, one of the best in the world right now, and always tenacious when he's in the ring. You can see him staring down Michele. Michele, I haven't seen him fight before, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. He's got some good hands and good kicks, and it should be a good fight.
Good way to end a main event tonight between these two fighters. They both have a lot of skill, a lot of power, as you mentioned. And really, you never know who's going to pull it out. This should be a good fight between these two fighters. Peter Crooke has had so many fights in his career, and I think a lot of people will probably say he's the guy to beat tonight, but Michele Sanchi, I've heard a lot of great things about him. This is our first time, or my first time seeing him fight.
Mine too, and I mean, Peter, I have seen him fight a number of times. Peter's got a lot of really good skills. I mean, he's got to be the one who's favored. Normally, Peter starts out like a house on fire, but you can see he's a little bit more cautious here, playing a little bit more of the traditional Muay Thai game. Throwing with big power, though.
Man, I tell you what, he has so much power. He can knock you out with either hand, and his aggression is always great throughout a fight.
Adapts well, uses all his techniques, sets everything up, makes it hard to predict what's coming. Should be a good fight.
So both fighters underway here. You see the nice push kick there by Crooke.
Michele Sanchi very relaxed for fighting someone of Peter Crooke's stature, especially his first fight here in Super League.
Yeah, I tell you what, I have not seen a guy this relaxed against Peter Crooke. I mean, because Crooke, he always pushes the action.
You can see Michele Sanchi's got a very, very interesting body type. He's got really, really long arms and very, very slight build, but seems to have power. He's not afraid of Peter Crooke at all.
Yeah, he's long and lean, and it'll be interesting to see how this fight progresses, but he's got some quickness. That's the one thing that stands out early on here from
Well, look at that. He's got his hands there. His hands, he can almost scratch his kneecaps there when his hands are down.
The long reach and long wingspan of Michele Sanchi from right here in Italy.
We can see if he'll be able to use that to his advantage. Peter Crooke usually towers over people in his weight class.
Yeah, that's true. You don't see this too often where he's maybe looking up just a little bit at his opponent, but that appears to be the case. And nice low leg kick there by Sanchi.
One thing I would suggest is that Sanchi keep his hands a little bit higher. Peter Crooke has got really, really dangerous hands, especially that left hook, and Michele should keep his hands just a little bit higher.
Now, they are very low, and it will be interesting to see also how much power Sanchi can generate, because Peter Crooke, if he knows you can't knock him out, then he's going to walk right through you and land some great shots.
Good strategy, though, of Sanchi, moving around the ring a little bit, not giving Peter Crooke too much of a standing target, and using his reach well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Peter does a great job working you into the corner and then just hammering you to death in the corner. But as you mentioned, Sanchi's done a nice job of staying out of the corners, staying close to the center of the ring. There he tries to land a combination. The left got in, the right did not.
Both fighters very patient this round, sort of feeling each other out. Big punch there by Peter Crooke.
Yeah, Peter right now, he's waiting for his opportunity. I mean, he's a little bit more aggressive in previous fights, but I think he wants to see what Sanchi has, and you mentioned the length that he has.
Yeah, I think that might just be presenting a little bit of a problem. Like I said, Peter Crooke is usually taller than people in his weight class. I mean, he's very tall, 180 centimeters is his height in his super welterweight class. That usually gives him a lot of advantage. So I think he's just trying to feel it out and figure out how to deal with a taller opponent.
Well, that's the end of round one. It was a very close round. I think both fighters a little cautious as we've seen in the past in the first round. I'll show you some of the action here. You see the length and the reach for Michele. He did land a couple shots that I'm sure maybe surprised Peter. Because it's funny, because when you train to spar, you're kind of used to the length of your sparring partner. I don't know if anybody can teach you for the length that Michele really has.
No, well, like I said before, he's got really, really long arms. And even if you were sparring with someone who's his height, they may not have that sort of reach. He's got a really, really long reach. So for Peter, it's got to be a big adjustment. I'm not sure if he even knew that his opponent was going to be this much taller than him and have that much reach advantage.
Yeah, we saw the highlights there of round one, and there was a punch that landed that Peter looked like, wow, I can't believe he hit me from that far out or from that angle. So It will be interesting to see how Peter adjusts here in the second round.
All you can see, though, he's picked up his pace already. A little bit smoother, trying to put a little bit more power on Michele. Michele game, though. Good job circling.
The shot was just a little bit low, but both fighters touch of gloves. No harm done, and Michele comes back with a nice leg kick. Peter Crooke, you can see the power he's got with that right hand.
Michele doing a good job of neutralizing Peter's attack with that push kick as well. Every time Peter tries to throw that swing kick, Michele just sticks out that push kick and knocks him down.
You know, it's interesting because Michele is the guy that seems to be moving forward. We don't see that a whole lot in fights with Peter Crooke.
Not at all, not at all. But he's confident. He's here in front of his countrymen at home in Italy, and I'm sure he wants to put on a good show.
You saw that jab get in, and Peter was just a little bit short with his right-left combination. Another right lands there by Michele. He continues to move around the ring very well, does Michele Sanchi from Italy. A little bit unorthodox. His defense is, he just kind of pauses and blocks the shots.
He's got a little bit of a broken rhythm, too, throwing things a little bit off speed, and I think that's what's messing with Peter a little bit, too. I think Peter's usually used to people coming in a little bit more aggressive and trying to land a bunch, and Michele's just taking his time. Every time Peter moves, sticks him. It's a little bit frustrating when you're fighting someone like this.
Michele just landed a nice jab as well, so Peter Crooke looks a little surprised right now as Michele just continues to move in and land some short shots.
You can see when Peter came out at the beginning of the round, he wanted to put a little bit more pressure on Michele, and Michele just neutralized him, and Peter's getting definitely frustrated here.
Yeah, you saw Michele just kind of move his head back. I mean, he's just so long. I mean, Peter's having a tough time landing those shots effectively.
And what's important here is when you're throwing with big power and you're missing, it takes away from your confidence, but it also takes away your energy. You can get tired more when you're not connecting.
You know, how confident right now is Michele Sanchi? He just put his hands down at his waist and let Peter swing, and usually Crooke would make a guy pay when he does something like that.
And you can see every time Michele throws that jab and Peter trying to counter, he's just catching his block. The reach is a big thing here for Peter to overcome.
Yeah, he's having a tough time just hitting Sanchi right now. The referee getting a warning here as we're winding down round number 2 here, scheduled for 5 rounds between Michele Sanchi and Peter Crooke.
Nice push kick there by Pete.
Inside leg kick followed by a push kick there by Sanchi, who switches it up a little bit. Looked like he was giving him a southpaw angle, but he goes right back into the traditional stance. That's the end of round 2. Interesting fight, a lot better fight than a lot of people thought. Michele Sanchi doing a very, very good job against the more experienced Peter Crooke.
Yeah, I would give just a slight edge in that round to Michele. There's John Wayne Parr in Peter Crooke's corner trying to give him a little bit of encouragement. But yeah, I'd have to give that round to Michele Sanchi. Even though Peter started a little more aggressive, Michele just neutralized everything. You can see him blocking that kick here and was landing cleanly with his shots.
And you see here the right hand gets in. Good combination followed by a good kick. Peter Crooke right now just having a tough time. There was a good jab there inside, right on the chin. But he's had a tough time striking with the much taller Michele Sanchi.
He's fighting a very smart fight. He's in, he's hitting 2 or 3 shots, and then he's out before Peter can respond.
So here we go, 3rd round here between Michele Sanchi and Peter Crooke. Been a very entertaining fight here. The unorthodox of Sanchi giving Peter Crooke some problems here. That's the fight.
That's what Peter should be doing. He should be circling now with his jab, trying to shorten that distance between him and his opponent. If he's walking straight in, he's going to have a hard time. So he should try to add little angles to it, and perhaps he'll be able to land a little bit more.
Crooke coming out much more aggressive here in this 3rd round than he was in the first 2, and Michele continues with those nice counter punches. Crooke once again misses.
Peter looking a little bit frustrated, throwing a little bit wilder than he normally does. I think he is a little frustrated by not being able to land the way he normally does.
Well, it's hard to see how much power Sanchi has, and that's going to be interesting as this fight progresses. Will Sanchi be able to keep Crooke off him? Because now you see Peter Crooke continuing to move forward. Now he's starting to get some nice shots in. Now Peter Crooke's starting to come on, a nice leg kick as well. So you can start to sense the tide turning a little bit in this fight.
A beautiful 1-2 combination. That's what Peter's got to do more of.
Peter Crooke starting to land those shots now, closing the distance and starting to land on Michele Sanchi.
Nice knee there by Pete.
Peter, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, the pace that these fighters want to fight are very different. Peter wants to get in and use a little bit more combination, use a little bit more speed, and Michele seems to just want to stay relaxed and stick and move and frustrate you.
Absolutely. Michele continues to move forward, which has been a surprise for me to see. And right now, good low kick. Peter Crooke now starting to work against the ropes here. Nice job. That's where he wants to be.
That's exactly where Peter wants to be. He wants to have him up against the rope and pound him with those big shots that Peter's got.
Nice right hand landed by Crooke. A nice knee there by Michele snuck in.
It's a good fight. I don't think anybody really thought that this fight would be as competitive as it is. Michele Sanchi with a little bit of an advantage right now, and Peter starting to come on.
And Peter Crooke with a nice kick as well. You can see the confidence growing for Peter Crooke now. He's starting to settle down and starting to land those shots. Michele, though, doing still a nice job of counterpunching. Oh, a high kick lands, and Crooke is out. Wow. Are you kidding me? He is out.
I'm in shock. I don't even know what to say. Peter got hit there, and he was out before he hit the ground. Beautiful high kick. It looked so lazy.
Oh, my goodness,
and bang.
it did. I didn't even think it was going to get in there, and Crooke is still out. Unbelievable.
We got to hope Peter Crooke is okay. He's sleeping here on the canvas.
Wow. I mean, it almost looked like the kick was going to miss, but it landed right on the back of the head. Give you another look here. My goodness. Look at this.
Boom, right on the neck. That
was just out on the way
you get
down.
hit right there. The blood stops to your brain for a moment, and that's it. Peter goes right down like a sack of potatoes. My goodness. You know, when you're fighting someone who's that tall and lanky, it's almost like getting hit with a ball and chain. Lifts up and flip. Almost slow motion. Oh, my goodness.
Right on the button, and he was out.
You can see the people in Michele's corner jumping up and down.
I mean, just when you thought Peter Crooke was starting to settle down and come back.
Still out here. Still out here. Let's hope he's all right.
All right, now he's starting to talk. And this is always the worst part, Clifton, about being a fighter, because you don't know what happened, and you have to ask your cornerman, what just happened?
Yeah, I've actually been there one time before. Not a fun place to be, but you get up and you're like, okay, what happened? And then they're telling you, oh, the fight happened already, and this is what took place. And then you got to go back and see it on video. It's a terrible feeling for a fighter, but again, in Muay Thai, it's almost unavoidable. Everybody goes through this at least once or twice in their career, maybe 3 times, maybe 4. You know, but it's a necessary evil in Muay Thai.
And the weird part about it, your brain shuts off, so you don't even remember the kick. You just remember standing there, and so Peter's right now saying, well, hey, I just hit him. What just happened? And you're right. You have to go back and look at the film. You know, I've seen so many fights where a guy gets knocked down, and then he gets up. He's like, I'm fine. He doesn't remember being knocked out.
Yeah, it's almost like your computer gets, rebooted for a moment, and then it's starting and it's working again, so it doesn't even recognize the fact that that knockdown took place. You want to keep fighting, but the fight's already over.
Amazing kick, and what an amazing finish to this fight. Michele Sanchi comes in and knocks out Peter Crooke. Amazing result.
Nobody, there you can hear a big hand of applause from the crowd. Everybody was quiet while worried about Peter Crooke as we are here at ringside, and it's good to see him getting up to his feet.
Yeah, Peter right now, I mean, he just can't believe it. I mean, he's looking up at the video screen because he wants to see what happens. He has no idea what just happened.
You know, that actually might be better. You don't really want to know what just took place. Wow.
You see him groggy, now he's going to sit on the stool. But, it's got to be frustrating for Peter because he was just starting to get more comfortable in the fight. He was starting to land the body shots. And instead, he's getting picked up off the canvas by his cornerman.
Yeah, it's real frustrating for Peter, but you know what? He'll be back. Peter's a great fighter, and I'm sure he'll be hungrier in the next time he fights.
Let's look again here. Michele Sanchi. How about this? I mean, it was almost a matter-of-fact kick. I mean, it really was.
To be honest, a lot of times when you knock somebody out, it is like that. I mean, it just comes from out of nowhere. The ones that you feel like you're going to knock a person out with sometimes aren't the ones that do it. It's the ones that you just let go, and there you go. You get that result.
And what a beautiful kick, and you see the results. As Clifton says, the off button went on.
Right on the off button.
A crazy finish to a crazy night of fights. Michele Sanchi, probably coming in a little bit as the underdog, walks out with a knockout of Peter Crooke tonight in Super League. Wow. Clemson, this is the beautiful part about Super League. You never know what's going to happen in a fight.
Oh, that's the fight game. I mean, you could go in and think, wow, this guy's going to win easily because of his name and his record. But, I mean, in the ring between two people,